$10 million dropped in your pipeline. Boom.
April, we hit 75K a month since when I joined Agency Velocity. I booked 10 calls in 2 weeks. Using this method, I can do it well, your company as well.
They added like $8 million to their pipeline the first month. Today, we have our consultant in Agency Velocity, Wyatt Beamer. He has done something really great that a lot of people are desiring for when they're building their own agency. He has had a lot of success in the agency space. Plus, we have worked with him for the past 5 months. As I said, he's part of the Agency Velocity team, and he's extremely good at scaling and building lead generation agencies. What kind of a lead generation agency you are running? How many clients you work with? What kind of revenue you're doing?
So right now we're running with only 2 clients. April, we hit 75K a month. Team members, I actually just added one more, 4 team members, including me. So yeah, I've been running that since early August of last year, since when I joined Agency Velocity. Been killing the game.
Super sick. I mean, you mentioned a 75K a month, that 75K a month net profit, right? After the expenses have paid, right? How did you start? Was lead generation agency the first thing that you did, or did you already do something else before that?
I started my online business journey around this time last year, March, April, May, somewhere around there. I actually started out with web design. So I was doing web design for a few months, making landing pages for creators on social media, reaching out to people, making content here and there, tweets and a few posts, stuff like that. Never found traction. People clearly didn't want it. I built like 2 landing pages for a total of like $500 over this course of like 3 months. And I'm like, this is not going to cut it. I need something that can pay me thousands of dollars and something that people need and will always want. And then I landed on lead generation. Before I joined Agency Velocity, I was doing that for a month and a half, somewhere around there. Had a couple clients, was doing really, really bad. They were both TikTok marketing agencies, Levy remembers, terrible offers. I was booking calls, but they weren't closing. And then like mutual friends with Levy on Twitter, I was asking questions to DM, he would answer. He was kind of sneak peeking like from dropping like a consulting company. So I'm like, oh dude, I gotta get in this. I don't care how much this is. It's gonna hurt the bank, but I'm getting in there. So he drops it, hop on a call with him, and then boom, I'm in. One of the first clients in AV, then me and Levy kind of sat down and redid my whole niche, my whole offer, my whole landing page, VSL. Started a new campaign, 10 calls in a week, something like that. Closed 50% of them. I had those 5 clients, worked with them for about 3 months. A few of them did really bad for, booked 3 to 5 meetings. 2 or 3 of them, we did that bad. But the other clients, we did decently well. You guys have seen me in a past video where my 10K per month case study. So I built that out, had a new landing page, a new VSL, and then launched some more campaigns, hopped on some more software development company clients, continued going from there. And then I found a market that got handed to me. I had an opportunity through one of my clients. I hopped onto it and built another crazy case study. One of my clients closed 70K in deals in May. So that was really good. And 500,000 more in the pipeline. So built a case study of that. Got another client. It's all retainer plus rev share. So there's a lot of profit. Deals are super big. That's where I'm at. I'm not doing a lot of work in the agency. Most of it's already automated and outsourced. Kind of sit back, enjoy the cash flow.
And you're only delivering cold email, right?
Warm calling, but no LinkedIn, no Twitter, no ads, none of that.
How do you go about warm calling? Should people do it, and why they should do it?
I'd say warm call yourself, meaning let's say you get an interested prospect. Immediately, you should email them back and then also call them, because in those first 30 minutes to an hour, they're the hottest, and you should be calling them and book them in for a meeting.
Any crazy sauce what you need to say on the call?
To get the relevancy, say, hey, I just emailed you, or if it's not you emailing, it's like my coworker blank just emailed you, was wondering if you wanted to hop on a discovery call and talk about whatever your service is. That line has always helped me just because it's relevant. They will feel like it's a cold call if you just start going, and a lot of people don't like cold calls. So if you kind of open with that line, hey, my coworker blank just emailed you, and they responded to that email 30 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, however long, so they remember it and they know it.
When you started out, you first had a pretty basic experience that a lot of people have when they run a lead generation agency. They sign a few bad clients, it doesn't really work out, or everything just fizzles out. Most people really end up quitting there. They're like, this is not for me. But you kept pushing, you went into a new niche, started getting some traction. Again, a few clients you didn't really perform for. A few ones you did perform for, you got a sick case study, etc. And then you got this really nice opportunity to work with these bigger companies. For someone listening to this video, maybe they're on the first stages, they have the first few bad clients, or maybe they don't have any clients at all. What would you really be your advice if you would have to give a high level strategical map for them to follow?
What we did is do super broad in niche. So we went IT. IT is a lot of industries, development, management, consulting, SaaS could be even part of that. Really super big, broad market. So 100% go into a broad market, take on as many clients as you can, because when I took on those 5 clients, they were basically all different. Work for them for a few months, do the best you can, head down, whatever needs to be done, deliver the best we can. Don't just half-ass your client. And then 3 months go by, you have some clients that you probably had results for, and then there were for sure will be clients that you didn't get results for. And it's no bad blood blood with the clients that you didn't get results for. Sometimes clients can be like a headache. They can micromanage you, or they just have a bad offer and then they blame you. For those clients that you didn't deliver for, or there's bad clients in general, after those few months go by, completely cut them off. Refund, drop them, whatever needs to be done, and then put all your energy into delivering more and more for the clients you already have. Now that's your new sub niche. Make a new VSL, put on your landing page, start more outreach for yourself, like continue doing outreach. And then you'll get more niche, the same industries. You already know how to book meetings, so you're gonna book more meetings. In my experience, that will make you a lot of money. I had my sub niche software development, but this is a completely different industry. So I kind of want to explain that like getting into sub niche can open opportunities. You have your niche and then you ran for that offer. You hop on more discovery calls, more demo calls, more clients in your new niche, over delivering for your clients, doing really good, open up opportunities to other services, to other industries, to other, maybe a blue ocean niche that no one's heard of.
Why do you think case study is important?
You have your broad niche in the beginning, right? And if you have a specific case study for a specific industry, kind of more of a sub niche, let's say you have a sub niche case study, SaaS for consulting companies. If you reach out to SaaS companies for consulting companies and you have a SaaS for consulting companies case study, what do you think is going to happen, Levy?
I think they're going to like it.
Oh, that's me. You could do that for me.
I assume that a lot of the people who are watching this video right now, they're going, Wyatt, I don't have a case study, so am I just doomed forever? But obviously everyone has to start out at some point without a case study. So what do you think someone should do to increase the likelihood of them closing clients when they don't have a case study?
I think this is huge on how good your offer is and how good your structure is. When I had no case studies and I was running the discovery calls, I had a 50% close rate. There's a few options you can do. Number one is use your own campaign results as quote unquote case studies. Don't say it's a separate company in a separate niche and like, or in their niche, because then you're just lying, right? It's a bad business. But definitely be like, hey, we've done this for ourselves. We booked this many calls in this amount of time. We can do it in your company as well. So a typical deal structure in just starting beginner lead gen agency is like a setup fee and pay per call. We see a lot of people doing that, and sometimes the closing rate is just not good because they don't have case studies. What we've seen in AB that really works really well is having a small commitment fee, $500 to $1,000, which a lot of companies can afford if they're not broke. And then plugging in your first 5 to 10 calls into the rest of the setup fee. Just your 5 to 10 calls are a little bit more expensive than the ones after that. So it'd be like $500 for the first 5 calls, which adds up to $2,500. And then after that, it's $250 per call. That's another offer that's worked really well. Even though you don't have any case studies, you're going to do this for me. You're going to plug in the setup fee into the first 5 calls. And we just need a small commitment fee, which a lot of people are willing to do. Back that up with a strong guarantee. A lot of companies are going to like that. When you build a case study, so let's say you had your clients that you did good for, you built a case study. Now you can charge higher setup fees, retainers even, which is the model I use. And then rev share on big deals is big bank, and people will pay you for it because it's technically performance based.
This is one of your first big clients, right?
Yeah.
5K up front, 1K per call, and then you just split the 5K starting for the first 5 calls. You booked 5 calls and got a $10,000 wire transfer. So,
and it was like a $30 million company, right? I moved now. My case study video is probably, it's a different background, different place. I was like in a dorm room in a basement, ramming these calls with like this $30 million company. Like if I could do it, anybody can do it, right?
And then for the people who are like, yeah, but what from the USA? What from the US? He speaks English. I was that good on English. No one's going to trust me. I come from a country, Finland. I did speak some English, but my English was way worse than it's right now. In most cases, it's just a mental block in your head. You're just trying to make an excuse for yourself.
Most of Agents Velocity, I would say, is more European, not US, and they have accents that's strong with English. All of them are doing really well. Most of them are doing very, very well.
One dude, Valentin, who is an absolute drummer, fucking G. And I remember I hopped in a kickoff call with him, and we had a translator because he didn't speak a single word of English. Of course, he's crushing. He's a G. So to go back to the 2 things that you said, pretty much the case study or how we tackle the case study objection, because I think you split it really perfect. There's 2 things. You can either use your own campaigns as a case study, or you can give them pricing structure that has less risk. And I think that's the perfect way to put it, because people are asking for a case study or asking for results. They're asking it for 2 reasons. First reason is that they might not trust that your mechanism works. In this case, the mechanism is cold emails. They might not believe that email works. So in those cases, it's perfect. You can just show your own calendar like, yo, bro, look, I booked 10 calls.
It's exactly what I did. I booked 10 calls in 2 weeks using this method. I can do it for your industry as well.
So then it like tackles the objection of, okay, cold email won't work. And then the second objection that they might have, they see that you're okay, a new young company, you might be ramming in the basement, the dorm room, and a random young dude sitting in a gaming chair. They're going to be like, what the fuck? This dude is asking us 5K up front. They are asking for a case study because they don't trust you. If they don't trust you and you don't have a case study, you can tackle it by taking on more risk than they are taking on there. You can pretty much just take the risk off their plate.
It's so low risk for them, it's hard for them to say no.
If you think about your client, they added $8 million to their pipeline the first month.
It was 10 million in 2 months. We were balling.
$10 million dropped in your pipeline. Boom. You have built your own agency, but like we already mentioned you also work with us in the team. So a bit more context for us is that in Velocity, we help everyone personally, and Wyatt is our consultant. So you have seen a lot of different things happening in the market. You have seen how 160 lead generation agencies, how they work and how they run and what kind of results they're getting, what is working and what is not working. What do you think is the most efficient way to go for it? Should you just focus on getting a bunch of clients, or should you go for more of the route that you have taken and just focusing on getting few really high paying clients? What would you say is the most efficient way of just in terms of making a lot of profit?
What to do in the beginning is take on as many clients as you can, because some people in agency velocity in the early stages had 9 to 5s and they could only take on 2 to 3 clients. That's as many as they could take on. But then there's some who can ramp and take on 15 clients. I'd say take on as many clients as you can without burning out. Try to over deliver for every single one, although that probably will not happen. It's very unlikely you deliver for all 10 brand new clients, but do that for a few months. See the patterns, see like which industry you're succeeding in, see which industry you're not succeeding in. Cut off the noise, cut off the bad clients, the headache clients, the clients you didn't perform for. Double down on the ones you're doing good for. Build a case study, do some more outreach for that specific industry, close 5 more deals, and you're at 20 plus K a month in my opinion. So the ones in AV, a pattern I see of the ones in AV that are really killing it is that they just go. They don't hold back, they don't wait, they don't procrastinate, they don't ask $1 questions, they ask $1 million questions and they take action. So this is the thing I've seen in all our killers in AV who are really crushing the game, like 20 plus K per month. That's what I see, just consistency, action, $1 million questions, and just turbo rank.
Back in the days, this is like a year ago, Wyatt was just, he sent me a screenshot of a campaign that was working really well. And he sent me the screenshot and he sent me the context on it. He's like, yo, this is what I'm doing. He asked, should I scale this up? I was like, yeah, we should, definitely.
I'm pretty sure I sent 500 emails out, 10 positive responses, which is pretty good. I think it's more or less tactical, but more strategy asking.
Tactics, they are usually really easy to figure out. For example, someone might ask, okay, yo, this is my situation right now. I have 8 clients and this is the client number 1 revenue, this is client number 2 revenue. I'm just listing out all the revenues on those clients. Like, okay, what is the smartest way to go ahead and scale? Then we can just see it and someone can look at it. This is it just specifically if you work with us. If you have any mentor, if you have any person you're asking questions from, it can be fucking ChatGPT. The person who's answering it can just look at it and be like, okay, bet, and they can give you a really good strategy. You go like, okay, now you need to get rid of client number 1, 3, and 7, and you need to focus on these clients, and you need to focus on making a case number. People want confirmation, like their thoughts. I understand it, but also what I see a lot is, for example, if someone hits me up on Twitter or IG or YouTube or wherever, they ask a question. I pretty much answer to most of the questions that I get if they are good, and sometimes I just answer even bad questions. You're reaching out to someone you're not even working with, you're just trying to get some free advice, free help. You're asking for value without anything in return. They need to put their energy and everything into it. There's already a fairly slim chance of them replying. If they are gonna reply, I would at least rather ask something really strategical or something that really helps me out compared to like, okay, what email verification tool should I use?
But the people who write really good questions and detailed questions, I'm like, hey man, this man took his time. This man took his time to ask and think about the question. I'm like, that's respectable. I'm not gonna, that's respectable.
Sometimes I see someone sends me a question sitting here and I was just spending time on answering questions, and I wish this dude had asked something better, because now I have like 15 minutes to reply. Could have given out so much sauce. Our DMs are gonna be flooded after this. One thing that I'm always interested about is really the mindset or mental approach. A lot of people fall into the hole that they just spend all their time on mental masturbation and they just go through David Goggins videos. That really doesn't help. But there's still, for sure, no one can question, there's a mindset, a mental aspect to business. You're gonna feel imposter syndrome, you're gonna feel stressed, anxious, depressed, sad. You can be on top of the world today, and then you get one email and boom, then you feel your life is ruined. So how do you deal with the roller coaster of emotion that running a business brings? You have been up, you have been down. What is your way to really handle those situations?
I think everybody in this game has a specific goal. It's all different, but something that really works for me is just remembering my goal. Knowing what I'm doing this for, knowing why I'm going through the trials. The trials you go through, the ones like when you're kind of going down and whatever, you're stressed, you're unhappy, you're anxious. Those trials are going to build you up and help you become even better. Going through those trials, number one, is going to build you up in the future, help you learn from your mistakes so you don't make them again. Whatever mistake you made, or maybe if you even didn't make a mistake, you're going to take a lesson from those trials, those struggles, and then you're going to not go through those again. It'll build you up. Like everybody has a goal, whether it's $100 million a year or it's building a family and supporting them. 2 different goals, but they're 2 good goals. So it's different for everybody. So just keep your eye on the prize. The third thing I want to say is just kind of understanding your flow. So from learning, I kind of take over the growth and mindset calls in agency velocity. Something I've seen is that everybody's flow and the way people de-stress, it's all different. different. People like working out twice a day and going on 2-mile runs every single day. Some people like smoking cigars. Some people like chilling with their friends. I think learning your flow and learning how you de-stress is super, super important, because this game is stressful and you will go into trials and you'll go underground and you'll feel hopeless and you'll feel self-doubt and imposter syndrome. In reality, you're in a position to do amazing things.
If you right now, you might be starting out and you might feel really stressed about scraping leads. You're launching your first client campaign or whatever. You might feel really stressed or something bad happens and you feel stressed and anxious and sad and all of that stuff. When you just do it for long enough and you just go through enough, you just learn to accept it. Inside Agent Velocity, immediately on the onboarding flow, I try to get people to accept the fact that it's going to be like you're going to go through a lot of shit. But of course, it might be like really hard before you go through it. I'm not saying that you'll get numb to it, but your tolerance...
Stress builders, yeah, the tolerance will get way high.
Let's say your payment processor locks your money up. You get locked out of 10, 20, 30 Gs, 50 Gs, 60 Gs, like happened to me 10 months ago, 11 months ago. Extremely stressful. You get like really, really fucked up about it. But then when it happens the next time, even if you don't know what to do, you're gonna like, it's not gonna feel as bad. It happens the third time, you're gonna, this again. You're gonna get desensitized to a lot of things that stress you about. I've been doing this for 6-7 years now. I feel that I have been desensitized to a lot of stuff. But I also think that you probably have gone through more ups and downs in the first year that I have gone through the first 5. I just went down. I went down for 5 years. Pretty much Agent Velocity AV is our consultation company where we pretty much help people, aspiring agency owners or working professionals, build a $10,000 a month lead generation agency in 92 days. We do it through consulting. We have a protocol for it. We help you out with everything. We pretty much help you with your offer, niche, landing page, VSL, campaigns, search, delivery, sales, all of that stuff. So there's pretty much no way you'll fail as long as you just do the work. If you are interested in something like that and you're looking to build a B2B lead generation agency and scale it maybe like Wyatt to 75K a month in profit in 9 months, I think. What you can do is you can go to agentvelocity.io. You can go ahead. We have a presentation there on the page. You can just watch through that. And if after watching through that, you still feel that, okay, this seems fairly interesting, you can press the button and book a call with me or one of our teammates. We'll show you all the details and go through a little bit of a qualification, make sure that it's a fit. And if it's not a fit, we'll tell you immediately in there in the call. If we don't think that we can actually help you, we'll let you know. But if we do, we'll make you an offer to work with us. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like to it. And if you have gone through the channel and watched a few of my videos, what you can do is you can also press the subscribe button so you'll know when I upload more stuff or whatever it might be. And the most important thing what you can do to ensure the channel runs smooth is you can go to the comment section, you can write, did you like this video? Do you want Wyatt to be more videos? What do you want us to discuss about? All that stuff, giving us feedback so we're able to actually talk about the stuff that you actually feel that would be valuable. If you think that Wyatt is a G like he is, in the description on this video, you're able to find his social media, his Twitter, his YouTube. He's active there, really active, dropping a lot of good stuff. So you're also able to follow his journey and learn from him how he's killing it. So do that as well.